I want to kick off the series by talking about the B's, and that is the B vitamins, and really their importance to the functions of your nervous system and why alcohol consumption has really obliterated them to dangerous levels. Now, there are 8 B vitamins, and really honestly, I don't know where the count from Sesame Street was when they were handing out the assignments to the B vitamins. Because it's weird, right? I mean, you think they're 12 because you end up at B12, but no. You probably have heard the B complex vitamin, right, which tries to give an attempt to give you all of these B vitamins at once. And you may have even heard about some friends with hangovers, or maybe you yourself who ran and got a B12 shot, right? I even saw an entire store in the mall one time that only administered B12 shots. I mean, the whole store. And I went in just to check it out, and there's this one chick up there, and that's it. Nobody's in the store, but it's pretty. But anyway, really the shot, I mean, there's some debate on its effectiveness, and it certainly takes a number of years even to deplete B12 due to the fact that it's stored in the liver for a really long time. Someone who doesn't consume things like maybe, I don't know, copious amounts of alcohol, or don't already have inhibited or damaged liver from other conditions, generally they won't need a B12 shot after a night of overindulgence. But it really makes for some good marketing and exploitive marketing, just like alcohol markets the great life that you're going to have, the volleyball, the beach, the girls, the guys, because of consumption of alcohol. And I guess I'm one of the few that didn't work out quite that way in life for me. I don't know. Maybe that's you too. Well, there's no better place to start than number 1, B1, affectionately known as thiamine. Now, first of all, unlike B12, this has a really short life. And it's not really stored in the liver, maybe at tiny amounts, but so small it doesn't even matter. So it really requires you to eat the foods that contain B1 and thiamine every single day. And the recommended daily intake is really not that much if you think about it, it's 1.2 milligrams. But when you've depleted B1 on a daily, the issue, you need to amp up your intake significantly. And depending on the issues you're having, it could be months to get back to good. Now, the case is that, I mentioned that it's not stored. So when you think about depletion, you're thinking, why can't I just start taking the right amount? Well, we'll get to that, but basically it's your gut and the condition it's in right now. So it doesn't matter how much you take. Now, how dangerous is B1 deficiency? Well, how does brain damage sound? I mean, maybe you've heard of this thing, wet brain. Maybe in some old movies. He's got the wet brain. That's the layman's term, but I'm really going to butcher this name, so no comments, please. But it's called Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome. Sounds really official, but this is the worst condition from a thiamine deficiency you can get. I mean, in many cases, there's really no coming back from it once the severity reaches a certain level. Now, if you're hearing me fine and you're not totally confused, and you know where you're at, and your legs aren't twitching, and your eyes aren't drooping, and you're not in a coma, then most likely you're not there yet. You're not on the wet brain, right? But keep that on the back burner of things that should scare the ethanol out of you, okay? Because that's pretty serious. But one stop along the way before you get to the town of wet brain, or Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome, is a fun little place called Beriberi. Sounds tropical, like a paradise, right? Maybe there is volleyball going on there. But it's anything but pleasurable, although maybe sipping too many margaritas on the beach may have brought you here, or even free drinks on the plane en route to Beriberi. I must confess that I was on that plane, really, to this exotic wonderland at a time in my life, but fortunately I jumped. Just on the outskirts is where I landed. But Beriberi is due again to B1 deficiency, and it's a precursor to wet brain. Also, it's the first indication you need to get off the plane. You need to jump with that parachute, right? But if you choose not to, Beriberi